All right. So anyway, get rid of the blankie first. And let's get into it. Look at that, we're in the future and we've only done 0.4%. We're only 0.4% of the way through. We've only done 0.4% of 90%. Alright, anyway. I don't know why I can still do free dungeon 7, but look at that. Special reward, dragon meat. I'm definitely going to use that for no one. I got straight into the battle. Iko Shin. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, there's another branching path and the exit. Alright. Yeah. But the real question is, are there new crests? I don't think there will be. But okay. I was not expecting a new crest. Virus killer? Bro looks like a virus. Or just Dusk Edge, you know. Back, welcome back. Dusk Edge again. Overcast, Hawk Javelin. Symphonic Gear. You got good humor ice cream again. Bro, what do you mean my world? Alright. Quick save. Fuck. Fuck. Nope. I already got you. God damn it. Australians are British. Yeah. Well, yeah, but so are you. God damn it. Where am I gonna get virus killer? So we were enemies. Yeah. The British people who immigrated to America fought against the British people who didn't immigrate to America. Wow. Welcome to history class. Today we're going to be talking about how everyone is British. Everyone is British / Asian. Not British. It's you know, calling you know, you Americans, you call yourself not British. It's the same as the Mexicans calling themselves not Filipino. you guys the Americans disassociated so much from British. They hated the Brits so much that you changed like half of the words in the English dictionary. I mean, I'm part Welsh. Okay, so you're British. No. Yeah, you're British. You call yourself Welsh, but you don't drink. And German. Bro, you have German and Irish in you, and you don't drink, bro. That's an insult to your heritage. God damn it! Fuck it. I'll just get Kurashea then. I mean, my family has a drinking problem. Well, yeah, they have German and Irish blood in them. What do you expect? You can't have two cultures. You can't have two countries with the biggest drinking culture blood in you without having drinking problems. This is why I say I'm the weirdest one in the family. Oh, and it's not because you like anime lollies that you're the weird one. That too. Alright, there we go. But yeah, you're British. Moral of the story, you are British. Even though you have no direct lineage to it. Your ancestors were British just because you are not. I mean, someone on my grandfather's side was Spanish. Okay, well, you know, the Spanish were the ones who invaded the Americas, who invaded the US. So, okay, I'm not getting the right guys. Yeah. I'm getting pretty unlucky here. But yeah, my family is mainly European. White, very white. Oh, there's another virus killer. Alright, kill. Crush her skull. If I find out I'm 0.0001 Japanese, I'm gonna say I'm Japanese. Oh god. I fucking hate those kinds of people that find out that they have like 2% of like of like a different country and they're like of like an exotic country like in the Africas or somewhere like that. Like, see, guys, I'm like, oh, no, it's even worse when it's like in like the Africas or something like that, right? Because now it's like, hey guys, look, I'm like 5% black. I can say I can say the N-word, right? No, that's not how it works. But you know, then there are the other kinds, the other types of people that are I know shouldn't be saying it at all. There's just other people who feel like that they have like this moral high ground because they have like 5% of their like great grandfather was Irish or something like that, right? their egos are about to burst. Yeah. But yeah. Guys, did you know that I'm 5% Italian? Babidi boobity. But yeah, I was actually born on Mars. Yeah, guys, if you didn't know, I have like at least 0.1% of every country, so I actually can't be racist. Those are the worst kinds of people who they in my previous life I was African. In my previous life I was a woman, so I can't be sexist. You know. Yeah, no. How should I say this? Like the people who act like they can be racist towards their own race and get away with it because I'm so and so race, so it's not racist if I'm racist to that race, right? Why be racist at all? I mean, yeah. I don't understand. It's kind of the same thing as look, it's Twitter being Twitter, but I have seen some pretty shitty takes on racism. Most notably, you can't be racist towards white people. Like, what do you mean? White is a race. White is a race as much as black and Asian, and his. I don't get it. And then you know that there's the other thing where it's political now. I'm sorry, but that's how you start war. Yeah. Well, you know, most wars are started over resources now. You know, the wars that started because people had different views over you know, the wars that started because people had different views than one another, you know, those are in the past. They wouldn't, hey look, I got virus killer. I mean, look at the past. Yeah, I mean, just look at the most notable example of a war starting because of differing views. Both world wars, in fact. But yeah. War is starting back up again. I mean, war has always been a thing. That's the problem. It's just that it's never been as bad as World War II yet. And if it gets to that point, well, you know, I got two outlets. You know, it's probably gonna end the world. I meant like visible and in like other countries. What do you mean? Hang on, I didn't check the crest because I was being political. Yikes. I'm never gonna use that crest. Basically what you said. Oh, right. Yeah, war's always been a thing. It's just that it's never been as bad as World War II. You know.
どんな相手だって恐れたりしない。アーマーディバイド。カルネード。
War never changes.
ダスケエッジダスケエッジ
シンフォニックギア。ホークチャネリン。私たち
Opal Nim.
やれて当然なのだな。
Media share. What is this? 10 scary natural disasters Baba Vanga predicted for 2024. Bro, what is this conspiracy theory ass video? I want to watch this. I love conspiracy theories. I mean,
やった
I don't think I've found any. Speaking of conspiracy theories, I don't think I've seen any that like actually agree with. And I mean, like, they call conspiracy theories for a reason, right? Because if there was enough evidence behind it, then they would just be called theories. Have you seen fire tornadoes? I have not, no. But they're pretty cool. I've only seen them online. Yeah. Alright, that's all of them. Alright. Save. Ascending to the new floor, I reached a similar looking hall where helper bots block floated. By the third time, the surprise factor was lost and they simply surrounded the block.
来たよ、ヘルパーくん。これでセカンドステージもクリア。
I've never seen a snow tornado, no. Not even online.
コングラチュレーションやりますね皆さんこちらの想定以上の成績です
Cool.
そうなの？
ヘルメスの遺産を失いながら独自の体系を築く適応性皆さんは観測対象として興味深いサンプルです
何か含みのあるような言い方だけど。
What are you going to show us next? I shouldn't ask. Helperbot summoned a clear board like he did earlier. Shin and the others got flashbanged and looked at the clip playing on the board. Oh, a black hole. This is
何もない虚空に黒い穴が開いているの。
it was an obscure scenery like a black sun floating in the middle of in the midnight sky. They furrowed their brows after seeing an ominous clip like that.
これは先ほどファーストステージでお見せした都市と同じ場所の映像です
Wait, what?
同じ場所？どういうこと？
That's what I'm asking.
ヘルメス博士の研究部が国から原子力兵器の開発を命じられたことはさっき説明しましたねこれはその試作品原子力追消滅弾頭が暴走した結果です上空に発生したブラックホールによって都市はそのことごとくが飲み込まれてしまったのです
Oh. What?
そんな。
この黒い穴に町そのものが食われてしまったというのか
How has it not destroyed the world then? How are we alive? Which means imagining it gives him slight chills. The city was consumed by the black hole. Verbally, that was the only explanation there was about the incident. But how many human occupations were there? The weight of lost lives, culture, and history were immeasurable.
こんなことあってはいけない。どうしてこんなことが。
発生原因についての疑義ですか？暴走の理由は残念ながら明らかになっていません。兵器完成を急がせた軍部の介入によるものとも、敵対国家による破壊工作の結果とも言われていますね。ある意味、事故は起こるべくして起こりました。かろうじて災禍を免れたヘルメス博士は、助手や弟子たちと共にブラックホールの対策を行います。
How?
そしてブラックホール内の原子が吸収した物質と結びつき、分解反応を起こすことを発見したのです。この未知の物質をヘルメス博士は元素の塵、ダストと名付けました。
Bro. Dust.
ダストは海藻の生み出したものだった。そんな、なんてこと。
Cagliostro royal family was said to carry the lineage of the apostle Hermes, so less who carried the blood couldn't hide her shock. The harsh truth the story hinted at by the origins and the cause of the sage Nicola was slowly being revealed.
結合増殖するダストによってブラックホールは膨張していきました。いずれは全土を飲み込むという観測結果を手にしたヘルメス博士は大規模な避難計画を発布します。それが観測宇宙への植民、アルケウス計画でした。
Clip stop for a moment. Ah, god damn it. That means we don't have permission to see the next part. She and the others were stunned by the intensity as they all looked at each other. The Arceus project. The Soshi we live in is the Arceus continent.
カイソ・ヘルメスは世界そのものの移住を試みた。神話で語られたことが実際にあったなんて。観測宇宙というのは原子力テクノロジーで創造した宇宙でしょうか、それともブラックホールのように次元間をつないだ。詳しいことは分かりませんけど、カイソは人々を滅亡する故郷からこっちの世界に導いたのね。
オーズは超兵器によって滅びた世界。
そして今も教会を通じて滅びのダストがこちらへ流れ込んでいる。
Celeste clenched her fists. Her expression turned to stone. Celeste, are you alright?
正直カイソへの見方が変わったわ。今まで私は鋼材の甲の部分しか見えていなかったのね。
And now I think I'm on the side with the destroyers. Uh-oh.
ヘルメスは確かに故郷を失った人々を新たに生きる大地へ導いた。けれど元はといえばヘルメスの兵器がかつての世界を滅ぼす原因になっていたなんて。セレス、今ならなんとなくわかる。お父様はきっとこのことを知っていた。知っていて黙っていたのよ。王家にはカイソの血が流れている。救世主にして大罪人の血筋。民は救世主としてのカイソを崇めていて大罪人の側面を知らずにいる。それは欺瞞だわ。王家には、いいや、私には民に全てを明かす義務があるのでは。
Celeste was getting emotional. For her, she must have feared the blood that flowed in her body for the first time. Her noble personality can be refined at times.
落ち着きなさい、セレス。あなたにはなぜ王家が真実を隠さなくてはならなかったか、その視点が抜け落ちているのではなくて。
未知の大地への入植には困難が伴う。 事業を指導する王家への不満が募れば、せっかくの新天地に無用な争いが生まれてしまいます。
かつて悲惨な戦争で滅びた歴史をカイソは繰り返したくなかったのかもしれませんね。
Sasha and Miss Sonia spoke up to defend the royal family, but Celeste continued to look down and shook her head.
おっしゃることはわかります。けれどそれは王家に都合のいい見方です。阻止へ開拓のための嘘なら、その目的を達した時点で王家は身を引けばよかった。私の家はこれまでその所業とは釣り合わない不当な利を得てしまったのでは。
Celeste, I don't think so. Even if the apostles were to blame, their descendants don't have to carry their burden. Hello, Saint Quartz. No. Responsibility-wise, I think royals did more than enough. If it weren't for the Megistos family, we wouldn't be able to deal with the Oblivion as we do now. The Cagliostro Academy of Magic was an institution under the direct control of the kingdom. Alchemists from the academy helped build the future of Soshi. They built weather stations to monitor the dust and organized an army to fight against ash demons and dust-related phenomena. Even during Shin's time, the royal family was a necessity.
シン、そうね。あなたの言う通りかもしれない。罪を犯したから身を引くなんて、それこそ無責任。過去の歴史は歴史。それを学んだ上で、私は自分に何ができるか考えなければ。
That is why we are here this very moment.
ありがとう、シン。気の迷いを晴らしてくれて。
Don't worry about it. You always do the same and help me keep going too. With that said, Shin patted Celeste on the shoulder and laughed. Oh yeah, Helverbot. Is that all the information we can get on this floor? Or is the trial still going?
あれ、そういえばさっきから黙ったままだけど。
Finding it strange, they all look into Helverbot's cube. Helverbot remained silent.
どうしたんだろう。壊れたか？ツンツン。
Namtar poked the cube with the tip of her spear. The next moment, the surface of the glass body suddenly flashed red. Oops.
何？今ので本当に壊しちゃった？ナモタル、そんな強くやってないぞ。
You destroyed it, Namtar.
失礼しました。想定外の事態が発生したため、状況の分析にリソースを割いていました。
There's an intruder. The light on Helverbot's cube returned to its normal shade. Shin tilted his head at the voice that came out. What was the unexpected situation?
当施設に侵入者がありました。現在、システムの 13% が掌握されています。
I never would have guessed. An intruder?
私たちの他に開祖の工房に立ち入った者がいるというのか？
一体誰が？考えられません。
The destroyer Agrippa's name popped into Shin's mind, but the sage Nicola returned to dust, and the curse should have been extinguished. There was no way for them to come this far.
システムを掌握とおっしゃいましたわね。大丈夫ですの？
侵入者は高度な術式の制御技術があるようですね。ただいま凍結していたリソースを解放して対処に当たっています。
Is there anything we can do?
心配はいりません。皆さんは気にせず、試練の続きを。
Ow. A noise was mixed in Hubblebutt's voice. The cube's light flickered, and it was clear that it was strained.
ちょっと本当に大丈夫ですの？
サードステージ。
あー。
します。
Without answering Maltina's question, the Hubblepot was processing the necessary sequences. As soon as the elevator to the next level was activated behind them, the Hubblepot block went silent.
ゾンゾンゾンゾンダメだ今度は動かない
God damn it, Namtar.
侵入者のことは気にせず進んでってことだと思うけど、どうしようシン。
Let's kill Johann a second time. It took a moment to think about it, but he quickly responded. Let's keep going.
いいんですか侵入者はおそらく錬金術師ですヘルパー君の様子から見て相当の脅威なのでは
Which is why if the intruder is out to take over the workshop, it'll try and reach the deepest level. Instead of randomly searching for the intruder, we should proceed while clearing the trials.
なるほど。道理だな。
僕もシンさんの言う通りだと思います。ヘルパー君が対処できるならそれで済む話ですから。
Clearly not fine.
相手が管理者の手に余るほどの強敵なら結局出会うことになるというわけね。
何者かはまだわからないけれど何か嫌な予感がするの
Yeah. Shin and the enemy shared the same feeling. They should have defeated the destroyer, but the eerie feeling when he was possessed by the curse was back again. Right. The dust was the altered material derived from the phantom particles. Then where did the hatred woven into the dust come from? Is there an answer to that in the truth up ahead? Let's go. I feel like we don't have much time left. Everyone nodded with a serious look in response to Shin's words. Alright. How much percentage am I through now? Wow, another 0.4%. Hooray. Next one. I got a sapphire for this one. Alright, this is the last floor, right? I think so.
よくわかんないけどこれいいもの
これは嬉しいわね。
Alright. Do I get a new crest? Let's find out. Not this one. Alright. Dead.
頑張ったご褒美はお菓子がいいな
How do I go now? I saw two paths that are both... Right. I see. What is this chest?
よくわかんないけ
Yikes.
ど
Bro, this is the one time I can't get a chest. Oh, but that chest right there looks enticing. Alright. Go. You don't hear that. Alright, the key.
ニードルショットニードルショット
これが私の騎士道よ。
Alright. Key.
ピンときたきっとここ
Fight.
に
どんな相手だって恐れたりしない。アーマーディバイド。
ダスクエッジダスクエッジ
タルネードス、それホークチャネリン、ホークチャネリン。アーマーディバイド。
ダスクエッジダスクエッジ
ホークチャネリン。
Illuminator.
私たちならやれて当然なのだな。
Alright. Speak. Some time now, the lights in the facility were turned off. Only the dim red emergency light illuminated the glass structure. The virtual enemies they encountered many times on the upper floors were not to be seen. Everyone knew without saying that something unexpected was going on that wasn't part of the trials. Then,
コマチサードステクリア
clearly not. In the hall, the helper bot's cube floated while flickering eerily. His voice was mixed with noises and was barely audible.
ますますおかしくなってますわよ。大丈夫ですの？
僕は大丈夫それでは新しい情報か維持
Right. Just after a snap, the helper bot's cube shut off. They waited for a while, but there was no response. There wasn't any video playback like before, and it seemed like its mechanism completely stopped.
壊れたか？直せるか？
No. Seems like a different technology than the alchemy I know. It's science. But shouldn't touch the cube regardless. If there was a device or a connector for the spell, he can maybe analyze it from there. Then,
動き出した。
さすがだな、シン。やるな。
but I didn't do anything. Startled, Shin looked at the mirrored surface of the cube. The scan line ran down the middle, and in a few seconds it came together to form an outline of a face made of codes.
再起動正常に完了工房内システム復帰同期中
ヘルパー君、平気なの？侵入者は？
問題はない現在適切な処置を実行中だ異分子を排除するための戦力は投入済み間もなく快適する
そう、それならいいけど。
That was when an unknown discomfort crossed Shin's mind. But could it? He felt as if he was overlooking something terrifying. Helperbot, can I ask you something? What kind of disclosed information about the truth will you show us for this level?
真実。真実か。
Alphabot's synthesized voice responded to Shin in a calm tone.
真実。そんなものはこの組織には存在しない。あるのは疑心と王家による欺瞞に満ちた管理統制と保護人類という家畜たちの無意な営みのみ。
That's not Alphabot. Your Shin instantly activated his blade, swinging his liquid metal blade and cut the cube into two. So a moment earlier, closed gates suddenly opened. From there, a large number of dolls broke into the room. We're surrounded. Ambush positions.
いつの間に。
姫様には近づかせん。
影縛り白人。
Sasha and friends' immediate attack stopped the intruder's movement. Their bodies shattered, and the artificial limbs broke off.
ドールですって。
見た目だけ似せたものではない。本物です。これは。
敵増援来ます。近づかせない。失踪。オベックスウィンドウ。
I've never heard that move before. Wires that extended from Enri's nails knocked down several dolls, but the dolls continued to appear and it was impossible to deal with all of them. At this rate,
みんなこっち。こっちにはまだドールが来てないよ。
急いで。糸の結界が食い止めてる間に。
走れ、追いつかれる。
まったく何が起こってるんですの。
anyway, let's keep going. What's the worst that could happen? You know?
どんな相手だって恐れたりしない。
Yeah.
アーマーディバイド。
チェーンブレード。チェーンブレード。
シンフォニックギア。クラスハルバード。私の独断。
I don't need more alerts. I have work at 6 AM. Alright. Actually. Okay, there's the boss. Black Widow. What else is cooking? Black Widow, alright. You know, like, something else, maybe. Okay, fine. Fine, if you're gonna be like that. Alright.
どんな相手だって恐れたりしない。
アーマーディバイド。
助けエッジ。助けエッジ。
ホークチャネリン。ホークチャネリン。
Emerald Nymph.
私の独壇場ですわ。
Alright. Open sesame. What do I get?
よかった。見つけたのね。
Nympho? No, just Nymph. A sapphire.
なんか
And a ruby. Wow.
ふう疲れたの。
What do I get from here?
もらっていきま
Pure
しょう。
liquid. Interesting.
ここで少しリラックス。
Well. No. Have to go all the way around here if you want to experience everything. And get everything except one chest.
よくわかんないけど、これいいものか？
正々堂々と戦いましょう。
Yeah, that works.
アーマーディバイド。
ナックルパンカーナックルパンカ
ピアーズパイクピアーズパイクシンフォニックギアオーバ
ー助けエッジ
Don't miss.
助けエッジ
Thank you.
これが私の騎士道よ。私の楽団にふさわしいお相手かしら。
Alright.
アーマーディバイド。フィルムレインフィルムレイン
ニードルショットニードルショット
オーバーシンフォニックギア。
助けエッジ
There you go. Get rid of them.
私の独壇場ですわ。
And I've got max SP now. So, let's do this. Let's fight Gold Pishan. Jin and his team were running down a passage while dodging enemy attacks. On the way, they were blocked many times by the dolls and had to either fight them off or charge their route or change their route.
こいつら強くないけどしつこいぞ。
このままじゃチリヒンです。なんとかしないと。
シン、気づいたか？
Yeah, just a bit. He knew that Sasha was hinting at what Sasha was hinting out at. Shin sensed strategic actions from the surprise encounters. Knew we're getting led without knowing, aren't we? I think we're getting led without knowing, aren't we? I bet we'll reach the intruder controlling the dolls at the end.
我々はそいつの手のひらの上ということか。
Depends on how you see it. Even if the intruder has traps set, we still have a chance if we can get close.
いいわね。その考え方嫌いじゃないわ。
Les started off the ground and sped up. Her rapier flashed like an electric bolt and pierced the doll's operational drives.
どうやらゴールが見えてきたみたい。
Finally. They went down the stairs and reached the large room. Unlike the places they've gone through so far, lights were illuminating the space. Unfamiliar equipment, capsules the size of a bed were aligned, and on the walls was a large-scale screen projecting some sort of three-dimensional image. The image caught Shin's eyes for a moment.
遅かったな翔くん。君たちが開祖の試練とやらに付き合っている間にこちらは施設の乗っ取りを済ませてしまったよ。
Who are you? Talking doll? He stood there quietly by the corner of the 3D image. At a glance, one could tell he was a doll, but the golden armor and the decorative robe set him apart from the other dolls.
はじめましてと言うべきか。また会ったと言うべきか。この姿で顔を合わせるのは初めてだが。
That voice, it must be. Golden Doll raised his hand as mass-produced models emerged from the massive hall. All of them raised their guns and aimed toward the group.
やっぱり罠。
Of course it was.
それにしてもあのゴージャスなドールは一体。
形状は2型の系列のようだけど。
わからないかね。私はヨハン。
I could tell. It's not you're not surprised. You didn't surprise me. Shock spread amongst them like a ripple. Johan? Did he say Johan? No, he said Joran. The golden doll that spoke the human language. We're trying to ignore it, but how did we get from magic to something I'd see in Star Wars? Okay, well, if you played Xenoblade 2, you would know, but essentially, the world is set in the future, after it was destroyed and rebuilt as a medieval, setting. You know, you have to be here from the start to get it. I literally showed the Futurama scene in the first episode. I see Xenoblade 2 style. Yeah. The golden doll that spoke the human language overlapped with the image of Professor Johan's intelligent appearance in Shin's mind.
何を言っていますの？あなたがヨハン教授？ありえませんわ。彼は死にました。もうこの世にはいませんのに。
See, Maltina doesn't get it. If we don't see the body, did they really die? Then we don't know if they really died.
そうだ。ヨハン・アマルトゥの遺体は軍が回収し、私も見聞している。あの男が死んだのは間違いない。
Oh, never mind. They found his body.
肉体の死などさまつな問題だ。私はあらゆる事態を想定し、準備を整えていた。
Bro actually transferred his consciousness to a doll.
私しか知らない極秘工房。そこで製造を進めていた第三世代のドールに自分の記憶と知識を移植する手はずをな。
Look, all I'm saying is that possible rest? If only.
この躯体は人間ヨハンが死ぬと同時に起動する設定になっていた。もっとも完成度は 70% ほどだったので、起動から開発完了までそれなりの事実を要したのだがね。
Golden Doll spoke casually. The voice and tone were like Professor Johan himself, and his speech almost proved his words were true.
開発と並行して、私は隠密裏にドールたちを動かし、情報の収集に努めた。
Interesting.
君たちハルモニア派の動向を知り、人間ヨハンが独自に知っていた破壊者の情報と合わせて、オーズへの追跡を決めた。
So that's why you're here.
人を捨てドールになってまで私たちを追ってきたなんて。
人間の肉体にさしたる意味はない。むしろ戦略上の枷になることを今の私は知っている。君たちは疑問に思わないのかね。私がどうやってこの場に立っているのか。
Well, the Apostles' workshop was protected with multiple layers of security. Professor Johan was an advanced alchemist, but even so, it was hard to imagine that he could hack the system of this facility. But this was reality. Dole claimed to be Professor Johan has taken control of the facility manager helperbot.
そうだな。今の私はノスタルジックな干渉とは無縁だが、一つ講義といこうか。愚昧な君たちのためにね。
その嫌みったらしい言い方、間違いなくヨハン教授。ずいぶん余裕ですね。数の優位が絶対ではないと思いますが。
状況把握はできているつもりだよ。君たちこそ己の力を過信しているな。
The golden doll touched the armor by its abdomen. A shutter that appeared to be used for maintenance opened. The doll then inserted a mechanism into the opening. Quickly pulling it out, the mechanical fingers grasped an obsidian-looking crystal.
これは破壊者アグリッパの使っていたエーテルギア、アルラトゥーの廃炉の核だ。
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't pick it up.
あのドクロ、カイマやダストを操るときに使っていた。
Honestly, it's kind of an L on Shin's behalf. Like, you know.
そう。この結晶はドクロから摘出した。多量のダストを吸いながら朽ちることなく、むしろ成長していた黒のコア。これを取り込むことで、私は破壊者の持つ知識のフィードバックを行った。ダストや汚れに耐性を持つドールの躯体だからこそできたことだ。
But the dolls already resist dust and corruption.
さもなければ、哀れな賢人ニコラのように、呪いに疲れた狂人となり果てた末に、人化していただろうな。
But you're a doll. The golden doll let out a snicker. Shin couldn't help but feel disturbed by the fact that the doll was smiling. Which was an emotion unique to humans. The knowledge of the destroyer. Is that the ability to control the dust?
それだけではない。そもそも君は破壊者の正体についてどのように捉えている？
The hatred contained in the corruption from the dust. The cursed spell that changes humans.
引き換えに英知という恩恵を与える。
Sure. Golden Doll held up his index finger. He walked gracefully, with his heels clicking, like they were in the middle of a real lecture.
教えてあげよう。アグリッパはヘルメスの弟子。我々がカイソと呼ぶオーズの研究者集団の一人だったのだ。
Okay.
カイソ。アグリッパがカイソの一人だというのですか？
I mean, I kind of knew that, so this isn't really new. And he was a disciple of Hermes?
そう。君が呪いと呼んだダストに織り込まれた術式。それはカイソ・アグリッパの魂を情報化し、転写したものなのだ。当然そこにはカイソの知識が含まれる。ダストの正義、カイマの統制、そして
Piss! The doll spread his arms. That was when a gas erupted vigorously from the walls of the dome.
カイソならメインシステムを掌握する方法も心得ているというわけだ。
Well, there it is. What? They were all immediately covered with the gas. Although he covered his mouth in a hurry, he began losing his strength and placed his hand on the wall. This is piss.
力が抜けて。
Henry, Arya, Celeste, and his friends were all collapsing one after another. Unable to stand, Shin fell to his knees.
賢者の意志を過信したな、シン。ダストは克服しても、そのガスに抗うのは不可能だろう。何しろそれは保護人類。ホムンクルスを鎮圧させるためのものだからな。
Oh. Huh? Homunculi?
それこそ君の知りたかった真実。そして、カイソ・ヘルメスの犯した大罪。教えてやってもいいが。
So we're all homunculi. The golden doll approached him. Just as he raised his feet, he kicked Shin's chin with his toe. The impact knocked him out for a moment. Unable to defend himself, he rolled on the ground.
シン、やめて。
Go. Collapsed on his back. The doll's artificial arms lifted him up. The doll's inorganic eye sensors stared into his face, giving off an unpleasant look.
君には辛酸を舐めさせられたな、シン。私の人工頭脳が怒りの感情をエミュレートしている。
Go. The Harmonia College and the Monarch College are different ideas, where you didn't have any respect towards Soshi or the gods.
学派闘争など今となってはどうでもいいことだ。ソシエの送信も所詮はヘルメスの作った砂上の楼閣だ。
I've always respected you as an alchemist when I first met you.
ならば知るがいい。ソシエの真実を。かつてアグリッパやニコラを絶望させたその全貌をな。
Not really. A holding Shin, the golden doll turned in front of the 3D image. He forced Shin to look.
これが何かわかるかね。
The Archaeus continent is replicated accurately. The image looked like a reverse map, a reversed mountain range, but upon a closer look, it was an elaborate topographical map. Hello, Novaporo Digo. First time chat is a look. Center had the capital, the east mining area, the southwest a water source, and the north a large forest. Beyond the large forest was the desert and border to where they were right now.
そう。錬金術師たちが呼び表すところのソシエ。今日まで君たちが巡礼だの守護だのと駆けずり回った大地の全容がここには表されている。ところで君はこのソシエがどこにあるか知っているかね。
What do you mean? Not understanding his point, he felt something uneasy in his heart. They just learned about the origins of Soshi through the Helperbot. According to Helperbot, it was a colony made after Ore became a world of death due to the accident from the phantom energy weapon. But the location? What was the point of knowing the coordinates of the colonized land?
ファウストの発明にコスモの海板というものがあったね。あれは当時の私から見ても素晴らしい発明だった。着眼点といい、再現性といい、賢人の名にふさわしいものだ。
Johann suddenly changed the subject. The doll's senses stared at Shin, who seemed puzzled. Shin somehow knew that the expressionless doll was slightly smiling.
コスモの海板。さて、どういった用途に使われるものだったかな、マルチナ君。
数値や設定を入力して仮想空間上での環境を観測するための機器でしょ。機能の応用でシンたちとの決闘に使用したこともありましたが。
When asked to explain, Maltina replied while being startled. Even though her body was paralyzed by the gas, she seemed to be drawn to Johann's lecture. No, it wasn't only her. The others were all carefully listening to Johann's talk.
さすが優秀な元助手だ。さあ、ここまでヒントを出せば、私の言わんとしていることも、おのずと察せられるのではないかな。
What?
機会があれば、私のように人間の体を捨ててみることをお勧めする。血の巡りが悪いなどということはなくなるからね。
Okay, well that sounds like a skill issue to me. Golden Doll grabbed Shin by his hair and pulled him up as he continued to speak.
いいかね。 我々がソシエとかアルケウス大陸とか呼んでいた世界は、つまるところコスモの海板と同じなのだ。
Okay.
オーズという虚無の空間にポツンと浮かんだガラスの小瓶、それがソシエの真実だ。
I mean, I was kind of getting to that. I thought that Sochi would be like an artificial continent created after Ore was destroyed.
え？何を言っているの？
Eyes filled with surprise, all focused on the golden doll. In response to everyone's shock, Doll's face smiled again.
ホムンクルスとはジューマや送信以前の原始的な人工生命の理論だったな。フラスコの中の小人、彼らは外の世界では生存できない。
Golden Doll released its grip, unable to catch himself. Shin fell on his bottom against the hard floor.
まったく滑稽なものだ。歪小な世界を全てと思い込み、守護や調和などを歌う愚かさだ。ヘルメスが図面に線を引いて生まれたお前たちは二次元の記号と同じだ。紙の外側にある三次元を決して認識できない。
Yeah, but you're the same.
私たちが仮想の命？ホムンクルス？
So that's what homunculi means in the world of Ars Magna.
そんな、カイソ・ヘルメスは観測宇宙から植民する大地を見つけたと。
それがペテンだというのだ。いいか、かつての大崩壊で残された人類は狂乱のただ中にあった。膨張する虚無の穴に飲まれ、我々の未来には絶望しか残っていなかった。すがりもするさ。新たな大地があると言われれば、観測宇宙に見出した新天地への植民、アルケウス計画。残された民は我先にとヘルメスのもとへ集った。神のごとき死を手助けできる喜びに私も浸っていた。
Your speech.
破壊者アグリッパ、ヘルメスの弟子だったという錬金術師の記憶が言わせているの？
Yes. All you need him to do is the fucking laugh.
少し高ぶったか。
He almost did it. Johann, who was speaking excitedly, cut his words off once. After a short pause, he resumed his speech in a calm tone.
結局、新天地などどこにもありはしなかった。アルケウス計画とは、民を家畜のごときホムンクルスへと貶め、フラスコの大地に閉じ込めること。それが真実だ。
We aren't real, that is the truth.
そんな。
So the truth is that we aren't actually humans. We just live inside of a computer. Oh wait, that's a bit fourth wall breaky. Despair. The dark dregs stain their hearts. Their ideals and beliefs begin to crack. Heavier than the gas that subdued the homunculi. The truth was what robbed their physical strength.
もう一つ付け加えておくならば、我々が教会と呼んでいたこの地はアスタルテの制御する弁だった。
A valve.
檻を見て開閉し、ダストを流動させるのだよ。ダムが河川の水位を調節するようにね。
What? So basically what you're saying is that the outside is the real world and the border is just is the firmament, aka the fucking test tube, the walls of the test tube.
何のためか？ソシエのバランスを保つためだよ。過度な繁栄はフラスコのキャパシティを超えてしまうからな。
Flask, I guess.
適度に侵食現象を起こし、土地の発展を妨げる。そうしてソシエは維持されてきた。アスタルテが万害のオリジンとされてきたのも、この必要枠というべき権能のゆえだろう。送信はソシエや人々にとってあくまで益となるものでなければならなかったからな。
そんな私は
Henry cried out while lying on the floor. She was shocked, knowing the purpose of Astarte, who was her origin.
送信という作り物の神に生態系を管理させ、王家が人間の統治をする。このソシエは、なるほど。箱庭としてはよくできている。
So they weren't wrong when, but he wasn't wrong when he called the origins a fake god, because everyone is fake, including Johann, but still.
世界を滅ぼした張本人が小瓶の中で創造し気取りというわけだ。君たちも真実を知れば怒りを抱くだろう。絶望におののくだろう。セレスティアナ王女、君はどんな気分かね。
Suddenly questioned, Celeste's shoulders trembled as her face turned pale.
聞かせてほしいものだな。王家が口減らしのシステムを受容していたと知ってなお、民を守るなどと綺麗事を吐くことができるかどうか。
私の血は決して贖えない罪を。
Celeste, no, it wasn't you who did that. Your wishes are not the same as Hermes.
でも私は何も知らなかった。ソシエの調和がそもそも誰かの犠牲の上にあったとしたら、私の信じてきたことは傲慢で自分に都合のいいだけの。
Celeste's sobs filled with grief echoed, pressing her forehead against the floor. She apologized to the people who were not there. The permanent peace brought by the gods, the only nation on the Arceus continent that was handed down from Hermes. The vanity that was stripped away. Celestiana Magistos was a princess filled with determination and pride. Therefore, she was at the mercy of the sinful blood that flowed in her body. This is the reason behind Agrippa's resentment. Learning the truth, his trust for Hermes turned to hatred.
まがいものの世界だ。何も知らず階層を崇める豚に存続する意義などない。
So that's why you tried to destroy it? To get back at Hermes?
そうだ。ニコラの体と意識を奪い、教会を爆破してやった。ベンの役割を果たせず、大量のダストが流れ込むようにな。
Yes, turn Johann into Agrippa.
アスタルテの眉が穴を塞ぐというアクシデントはあったが、あんなものは応急処置に過ぎん。フラスコの中にダストが満たされる未来は決定している。
Doll's mechanic hand grabbed Shin by his neck. While controlling his strength, he lifted his whole body.
シンくん。やめて。
私がなぜ長々と公爵を垂れたかわかるか。ガスが消えた時点でさっさと君たちの命を奪えばよかったのにな。
He couldn't breathe. Blood rushed to his head, and his consciousness began to fade. In his reddened vision, he saw the obsessive glint in the doll's eyes.
シン、私は君たちの絶望に染まる顔が見たかった。真実を知って未来を閉ざされる瞬間の顔が。
Yeah, well, this ain't no Danganronpa shit.
味わえ。私と同じ挫折を。新天地もなく あなたの王国もつゆと消えた。この私の口をしそう。
The dolls spread out curses. The hatred that Agrippa and Johann once harbored overlapped and moved the doll's body. A mechanical hand would break Shin's neck with a little more force. With his throat crushed, death would take Shin away. There was no way for Shin to resist. The doll's senses peered into his anguished face, making his eyes narrow as if he were squinting in joy.
お別れだ。ヘルメスの後を継いだかもしれない。有望なる錬金術師。
やめなさいよ。あれなら私も。
A light motor sound rang as the golden doll leaped back. The black spear struck where he was standing moments before. Shin was freed from the grasp. He held his throat and gasped for air. Cough, cough, cough. Namtar.
そうか、カイマの小娘。貴様には対ホムンクルスのガスは効き目が甘かったか。
お前の話難しい。でもナムタルがやること決まってる。シンを守る。
Yeah, it wasn't the gas that weakened her. It was all of the it was all of the science talk that weakened her. It overloaded her brain. She got stunned.
無駄な抵抗を。一匹のカイマに何ができるというのかね。
彼女だけではありませんわ。
With Martina's shout, her personal doll Karina moved. Karina slashed at the mass-produced dolls that tried to attack her from Namtar's blind spot.
私を忘れてもらっては困りますわ。体の動きを封じられてもドールを操ることはできるのですから。
ろくにタクトも触れぬ体でよくもドールを操る。さすが優秀だな、マルチナ君。
公式大したことではありませんわ。カリーナリパーロール。アッシュクラフト。
Karina and Namtar stood back and took on the attacks by the mass-produced dolls, making sure not a single one reached Shin. They swung their blades around.
無茶をするものだ。タクトなしに駆動演算など脳にかかる負荷は半端なものではあるまい。カイマの小娘にしてもだ。ガスの回った体は鉛のような重さだろう。すぐに限界が来る。
それでもですわ。
With a blood-curdling scream, Altina continued to control Karina. As if her fighting spirit possessed Karina, she moved boldly and slew the mass-produced dolls away.
ヘルメスが罪人でソシエが偽りだとしても、私はここにいる。世界は確かにあるんですの。私は名家の生まれですわ。王家に連なる貴族の女。その誇りにかけて屈するわけには参りません。
喜劇のセリフかね。フラスコのホムンクルス、家柄を誇ると。
私は生き方の話をしていますの。知っていて、貴族には高貴なる義務がありますわ。社会の規範となり下々の者を導く。その義務はホムンクルスだろうとフラスコの中だろうと変わりません。
Pop off, Queen.
いいえ、血に課せられた罪なら一層その意味を背負って生きねばならない。
This is why
それ
she's
が
best
覚悟というも
girl.
のですわ。セレス、あなたに言っているんですのよ。
Celeste's shoulders jumped as Maltina yelled. Color began to return to her pale face.
いいですこと。打ちひしがれる暇があるなら、今自分に何ができるか考えなさいな。
マルチ
何をほうけているんですの。そんな顔、私のライバルにふさわしくありませんわ。
ナ、私は
Maltina's cries. Celeste bit her lips. Her widened eyes swam around like she was struggling.
くだらんな。王家も貴族も組織を効率よく運営するための歯車に過ぎない。
そうわからないでしょうね。流れる血のないあなたには同情しますわ、ヨハン・アマルトゥ。せっかく私の家が後ろ盾になってあげたのに、その野望の顛末が物言う人形だなんて。
言いたいことはそれだけか。
With Namtar's support, Brina was about to break free from the mass-produced dolls formation. Finally, a CG for him, but Johan only peered over slightly and turned back to Maltina, who was crouching. He pointed his weapon at Maltina.
君のドールなど直接相手をするまでもない。チリタマリ、マルチナ。
Maltina! What the fuck? The golden doll's weapon was fired. The crimson rays extended like snakes and brushed against Maltina's body. Shin thought he smelled Maltina's body being burned, but
ほう
the heat rays that appeared to have engulfed Maltina were cut off just before they reached her. Celeste stood in front of Maltina, shimmering from the embers and sparks that flew. Celeste! Holding her rapier in her hand, her legs were trembling. Due to the effects of the gas, her body was not functioning at its fullest, but she shot a bold gaze at the golden doll.
セレス、やっぱりあなたは私の騎士。
守ってもらったのは私の方よ、マルチナ。あなたの言葉と戦う姿が私に立ち上がる力をくれた。
Celeste ejected her red-hot, melted blade before forming a new blade from the hilt.
精神論はどうでもいいが、君が動ける理由は明らかにしておく必要があるな、セレスティアーナ。カイマの小娘ならともかく、ホムンクレスの肉体にガスの耐性はないはずだ。例外があるとすれば。
Golden doll lit a malevolent red light in its sensor.
そうだ。君にはヘルメスの直系、メギストス王家の血が流れている。ヘルメスが自分の子孫にだけガスの免疫を持つよう細工したとしたら、辻褄が合う。
Is this like meant to guilt her? I mean, she already is. She already feels this way, so.
また一つ王家の欺瞞が明かされたかな。有事を想定し、ヘルメスは自分の一族とそれ以外明確に区別していた。
高貴なる義務と言ったわね、マルチナ。血に課せられた罪を背負って生きる覚悟と。
Celeste's words completely ignored Johann's nasty words. She closed her eyes and spoke as if she was telling herself.
ヘルメスも同じ思いだったとしたら、王座の滅びから人々
Hang on.
ヘルメスも同じ思いだったとしたら、王座の滅びから人々を存続させる。そのために彼は自分とその血族を罪人にしたとしたら。
何？
He Shin spotted the expressionless doll become slightly agitated. After a moment of silence, Johann revealed his expression.
呆れた自己正当化だな。これだから人間はどしがたい。罪を逃れたいあまり、私欲を覚悟などと言い換えるか。
あなたも人間でしょ、ヨハン。いいえ、アグリッパ。人間だからそんなにも怒り、500年にもわたって呪詛をまき散らした。
ヘルメスは我らをペテンにかけたのだ。新天地に情熱を燃やしていたアグリッパが真実を知った時の怒りがわかるか。信頼していたのに、シ・ヘルメスの下で働けることに誇りを持っていたのに、何も知らされなかった。何も。
そう、彼は真実を秘密にした。自分の胸に秘した。人々から希望を失わせないために自ら罪を背負った。
何だと。
The golden doll was no longer trying to taunt the others. Right as he pointed his weapon at Celeste, he would hesitate.
私はヘルメスのことを知らない。だから想像で話しているだけで、本当は全然違うのかもしれない。けれど、ラストに飲まれようとしている世界で、活路がフラスコの中にしかなかったとしたら、私もきっと同じ選択をする。
In a world on the brink of destruction, the people left have no choice but to keep hold of the thinnest thread of hope. People are not almighty. No matter how talented Hermes was, he could not achieve everything. He had no choice but to deceive people by giving them hope with a new world in the observational space. If Hermes gave in to his sins and revealed the truth to the people, the world in the flask would have been destroyed as well. Therefore, Hermes chose to continue telling lies in order to keep people from losing hope.
それは苦渋の決断。けれどソシエには生命の営みがある。送信と人の調和が紡いだ時は無意などではなかったはず。
偽りの神に管理された未開な文明に意味などあるものか。かつての人類は次元の先に手を伸ばしていたのだぞ。我らこそその最先端を走る者だったのに、ヘルメスはその誇りを汚した。
No, you weren't close. That's why the world was destroyed.
アグリッパ、あなたは何に対して怒っているの？ヘルメスの想像したソシエに？それともヘルメスが全てが終わるまで自分に真実を明かしてくれなかったこと？
消えろ。
Golden doll fired heated rays towards Celeste. Celeste leaped forward rapidly and closed the space between the two.
はあ？
The rapier flashed and grazed the doll's armor. A scratch ran across the golden surface.
撃ち殺せ。
させませんわ。
Namtar also says no. Namtar, Karina, and the mass-produced dolls got into a melee stance. The two attempted to join up with Celeste and stood up against the swarm of dolls.
高度演算処理システム、アヌンなき起動。 ドール制御の並列化および高速化実行。
ドールの動きが変わった。
Each of the mass-produced dolls was clearly operating differently. Amta and Karina were able to take on their opponents in a one-on-one battle, but the complex movements began to distract them. The dolls coordinated like a single organism to the unexpected attack. Anta's body was slashed while Karina's armor was pierced by the plasma. Amta! Damn it! Shin gritted his teeth and clenched his fist. Forcing his weak body, he tried to stand. Move. Move already. If I can't move now, I won't be able to forgive myself. Please. I don't want to leave them to die. Just a little faster. I don't care if I can't stand again. Please grant me strength. Blood trickled down from his bitten lip. His friends were being wounded in his blurry vision.
負けないナムタル。処理しきれませんわ。このままでは。
残念だったね、マルチナ君。君の制御技術など私の前では時義に過ぎないのだよ。本機が第三世代のドールたるゆえんはこの演算能力にある。アヌンナキは完全無欠の並列処理システム。いずれはドールだけでなくホムンクルスどもも従える。
あなたはソシエを滅ぼそうとしているのではなくて。
Celeste questioned him while swinging her rapier. The golden doll responded while dealing with her attacks, using the plasma blade from his firearm.
それはかつてのアグリッパの考えだ。その知識を取り込んだヨハン・アマルトゥ結論をさらに先へ進めた。私は私の王国を作る。もっと美しくより整然と構築された階級社会。頂点に神となった私がいる新たなるソシエ。
Celeste immediately stepped away as tufts of hair were sliced off flew through the air. Without a moment to breathe, her blonde hair was burned by the heat rays. Celeste dodged the shot with a flip and closed in on him again.
あなたは世界の作り直しをすると。
ここに来たのはそのためだ。工房の設備とデータが必要だったものでね。フラスコの建造法と臣民の遺伝子情報の掌握、計画実現によって私は神となれる。
ヘルメスのやり方を批判しておきなが
ヘルメスに欺かれたアグリッパにこそ資格がある。
ら民を導く覚悟もなく。
ヨハンを選ばなかった民など。
私欲で動く指導者なんて。
Rapier blade extended in Celeste's hand, while having flexibility. That just makes him a hypocrite, right? Yeah. Very big hypocrite. It maintained its toughness while it gouged the doll's armor.
私は認めない。ソシエはヘルメスのものでもあなたのものでもない。そこに住まう一人一人のものよ。
The golden doll that was struck out of the blue let out a groan. Rapier added a rotating motion that formed sparks from the blade.
シャイニーヒルとランサーロット、このまま貫く。
このなめるな。
His plasma blade melted the rapier. If she had another half second, she may be able to puncture the armor and destroy the insides. Celeste grunted in frustration, and as soon as she formed the new blade, the golden doll charged at her. Celeste! Shin was unaware of the moment he got up and darted off the ground. When he freely moved his limbs, he forgot about the paralysis of his body. Light flashed from the gauntlet he held up. Metallic particles bonded together rapidly and formed a sharp arrowhead. The process took less than a second, and Shin's enhanced perception made it easy to handle. And then, Celeste, your spirit definitely overwhelmed Johann's.
シン。
Spinning shot. The golden doll that was about to stab Celeste bent back and was blown away. Pierced at his throat, his senses flicked as if he didn't know what was happening. I won't let you kill Celeste. No, I won't let you harm the people I treasure right here. Miracle was about to occur. Aside from Shin, those who have been lying on the floor from the gas rose to their feet and joined the fight.
クロックアップ、リミテッドロード、ハーモニックブースト。
マナブリッド装填、スプレッドシュート。
誇張乱舞、前、無限のごとく。
何が起こっている。なぜ動けるのだ、貴様ら。
I don't know, they got used to the piss gas. Golden Doll was floundering, with the reality unfolding before his eyes. He was unable to hide his discomposure. He gave us too much time.
Nani?
We drank the piss. Hermes' gas was fast acting, but it wasn't lethal. I took in the gas and tried to build an immunity against it. As you know, I have the Philosopher's Stone. Now that I have the Origins elements in me, I can turn my body into an alchemy reactor core. So what you're saying is that you have the piss core inside you. It was thanks to Celeste and the others fighting, otherwise I wouldn't have made it in time. Once I was immune, the rest was easy. I have a connection through our contracts, so the effects worked fast.
ちょっとチクッとしたけどね。
Thank God I slept with all of these girls, because if I didn't, you know, they would have still been paralyzed. Arya held her elbow. There was a tiny needle Shin shot using his ether gear. Of course, the needle contained a serum with a detoxification spell cast into it.
まだ少しだるさがありますが、動けます。この時に黙って寝ているなんてできませんから。よかった。みんな。
Namtar, don't die. You're the best character. You're the best DPS in the game. Shin supported Namtar as she collapsed. He placed his hand on her battered body.
飲むたら役に立てたか。
Yeah, thanks to you, we were able to get back on our feet.
へへ。
Namtar narrowed her eyes in comfort as she was patted on the head. So leave the rest to us and relax for now.
大丈夫。ナムタラも戦うぞ。
But
ナムタラ、カイマ。だから人より丈夫だし、芯が一緒で元気100倍。
Bro. Namtar formed a black spear in each hand. Seeing how she was ready to lunge at any moment, Shin gave up trying to convince her.
もちろん、私だってまだ戦えますわよ。できれば私もなでなでしてもらいたかったですが。姉さん、よしよし。僕でよかったらいくらでも。
Hang on a minute. That's my job.
行きますわよ。
With Friend's follow-up, Altina was recharged immediately. In response, liveliness also returned to the damaged Karina under her control. Yeah, and you were almost crippled by 2. So now that there are more, 7 more, then good luck. Laplas. Like the VTuber. From the golden doll's eye sensor, a thin beam of light extended in like a thread. I transferred it to different dolls as the red ray connected one by one. Prediction spell from the monocle. Yeah, he's not he's not Gohan anymore. He's fully Agrippa. Still. Shin raised his gauntlet. I and the remaining enemy dolls and Johan. He raised his voice. No, we won't lose. To the truth of Soshi, even against you. Bro, I think she's a JoJo character. Doll's synthetic voice rang with madness. Under his command, the mass-produced dolls began launching an all-out attack. Oh boy. 18k HP? Well, I don't think I'll be able to one-cycle this guy. Let's just do our bog standard our bog standard strategy. Okay, well, I was hoping for wire chain and sword grinder, but you know, we don't all get good things. Well, we don't all have get nice things. What is his weakness to? Okay, so he can get poisoned. Right. I will not life wing. Find Flash. Cross Vanish. Pain. Look at all that. Look at all that damage.
先陣を切るアーマーディバイ
He moves faster than Celeste's armor divide too.
ドクロスバ
Oh,
クロスバ
that's some damage right there, boy.
エクセレントターン
ナックルバッカーナックルバッカ
バインドフラッシュ
Henry could have finished him off too, man. If only I had the fucking the pursuit magic on her, bro. That could have been an easy. That was an easy 2 cycle. 46 HP. He's guaranteed to die next turn. Watch. What did I say? 800 on the preemptive strike.
使命のためにもっ
Uh,
と強くなるの
got a letter from Gamer Subs. My free samples. Wow. A black hole. Still here, yeah, I can tell. I know you would have said goodnight at least. Amidst the darkness, without the light from the stars, were the remnants of the world that was once called Babylon. Without any vanity, it was just awe as it is. Now he can see the celestial sphere using his own lens. Isn't it really? Yeah, and guess what? He works at 6. The phenomenon calculation system, Laplace Daemon. The mind that was released from the human shell can transcend its limits and extend into the endless awe. He could see it, the light of civilization floating in the void. Cylindrical structures resemble test tubes lined up orderly. A new Soshi, a kingdom just for him. I work 8 hours a day. Yep. The Laplace Daemon directed a route to materialization. All that was left was to follow the schedule one by one to establish the kingdom. This body wasn't frail like a human, and life was not limited. He extended his hand toward his own kingdom, floating in the void, and along with the reboot, dim light returned to the islands. The light flickered several times as if he were blinking, looked at his surroundings while his neck made creaks.
王国はどうした王子の我が文明圏は
あら、寝ぼけていらっしゃる？それともバグってという表現の方が適切かしら？
私の事象予測ラプラスデーモンは進むべき未来を映して
Johan, you idiot. The fucking monocle didn't work out the first time. What do you expect the second time? We don't know what you saw, but the world will never reach that future you've seen. What you saw belongs only to you. Closed-minded ass. The body of the golden doll was shattered and destroyed. His waist was shredded, and he managed to somehow reboot. But he was essentially counting down until shutdown. He's gonna blow up. He's gonna self-destruct himself. Understanding his condition, Johan gazed up at Chin and the others surrounding his broken body as he spoke up, puzzled.
なぜだどうしてこの結果になったラプラスデーモンの予測結果ではこんなはずは
Like I said already, bro, the monocle didn't work the first time. What made you think it would work this time?
そもそもホムンクルス制御用のガスを浴びて貴様らが動けること自体が不可解だったのだ。肉体そのものが露心だと、抗体を錬成しただと、ヘルメスがホムンクルスという種を作る過程で生み出したカウンターをそうたやすく克服できるはずが。
Well, you're wrong, Johann. Our bodies still have room for evolution. This was probably done under Hermes' will. If Astarte was only spreading the dust to reduce humanity, she wouldn't have created the Philosopher's Stone and sent Enri to Sochi. Maybe you're right. And Astarte did intend on reducing the mouse to feed, but in actuality, she wanted someone to overcome the dust. Stress factor called Oblivion was applied in the environment inside the flask. People and creatures will take in the dust, and a portion of them will change to ash demons. Ash demonization is a mutation that was a unique evolution in the world inside the flask. The demons that consume Sochi can be seen as adaptive species. The technological innovations discovered after the doll's analysis of God and ash demons can be traced back to Astarte's knowledge. Data taken from Marduk's procedure was from Astarte.
ガスの中で動けるカイマのコムス、そしてマルチナのドール、私の最初の誤算。
I don't necessarily agree with all of Astarte's methods after treating us and Sochi like her guinea pigs, but I can slightly understand the reasoning behind Astarte's actions. Overcoming the dust is something needed to reach the future beyond dreams. To do that, she needs to go through many trials and errors to accumulate data. That's the way alchemists think.
アスタルテがダストの克服を目指していた。カイマやドールがその所産。
After a long time, Astarte refined the Philosopher's Stone. Then turned to face Enri. Noticing his gaze, Enri blinked. Enri was born to meet us and complete the imperfect Philosopher's Stone. Stone embedded into me was no accident. It was an important step needed to collect the elements and merge them into one.
そうなのだわ。今シンはあり方そのものがアスタルテの思いを体現してる。虚無のダストを糧にできる体こそ真の意味での賢者の石。ヘルメスの作ったホムンクルスがかつての人を超えた進化を遂げた証だから。
まさかでは。
Surprise can be sensed from the golden doll. Shin turned to him and nodded. My body is becoming something different from the homunculi species that Hermes originally created. That applies to Enri, Arya, and others who were connected by the Philosopher's Stone.
だからガスの体制が私の連山にはその視点が抜け落ちていた。
Enri
そんなことが
Enri needed to find someone with the potential to be a horny harem protagonist that is denser than a black hole to counteract the black hole that is consuming ore. Fuck. Realizing his defeat, the golden doll trembled. the rattling shoulders and shakes seemed to come in from laughing. Smoke began to rise from the body as it short-circuited and leaked purple light. He probably wouldn't last much longer. A demonic light that was neither Johann's nor Agrippa's dawned in the doll's eye lenses.
ふざけるな！結局はヘルメスの手のひらの上だったと。
Maybe.
そんな事実認められるものか。賢者の意志のもたらす進化など不要。ヘルメスの欺瞞はそんなものでは覆らない。
Yeah, it can. That's why this game is called The Alchemist of Ars Magna, not The Doll of Ars Magna.
ラプラスデーモン示せ私の存続する可能性を。こいつらの未来を否定し我が王国を開く道を。
What the fuck even is an Ars Magna? This is Soshi. Give it up, Johan. Admit your loss.
いいな、いいな、いいな、いいな、いいな。
And then he's gonna self-destruct. Golden Doll creaked as its body tried to get up. His joints short-circuited and exploded while his motor lets out a screech. Yet he raised his torso and leaned forth, trying to lunge at Shin. You fucking idiot. Shin calmly dealt with his oncoming opponent. He knew that if Johan was going to struggle until the end, he would come after his Philosopher's Stone. Shin pointed the muzzle of his gauntlet at the Golden Doll's shattered body. He didn't apply force. He just put it on his chest and activated the spells prepared in advance. Knuckle Bunker. I used that one on him. Knuckle Bunker! You know, like that. Launching the blade with repulsive force, it pierced a hole in the doll's armor. His torso and hips were cracked as the scattered parts fly. Shin felt an emptiness rather than a taste of victory, as the once respected man of the academy met his end. Rather quickly, too. It only took like a few episodes after he killed that one guy. Johan, if you really were looking into the future, you shouldn't have relied on the hatred of the past. That's deep, bro. If you're only driven by the hatred aimed at Hermes, you can never suppress him. Well, you know, there's still a god I need to fuck, you know. Once she gets out of that cocoon and all, a high-pitched sound was heard before the doll's head rolled on the floor. Finally, after a few weak flashes on the sensor, there were absolutely no more reactions.
死んだ？壊れたの？
Yeah, he won't move anymore.
シン、まだ後始末が残ってるよ。
Yeah, the other dolls. Oh, right, and also the crystal. Arya bent over to the wrecked doll. She pulled out the black crystal that was stored near the core parts.
それは破壊者のエーテルギアの呪いの結晶です。こんなものがあったからニコラは怨念の虜になってヨハン教授も歪んだ野望に疲れた。こんなものあっちゃいけないんです。
Arya placed the black crystal on the floor. Aiming a spiral circuit, she deployed a spell circle around the crystal.
形あるものはいつか滅びる。万物流転、ティアマトの権能、風化術式、起動。クロルン結晶、呪いの石が塵に帰っていく。思えばこの結晶はもう一つの賢者の石だったのかもしれませんね。アスタルテや送信とは異なるアプローチで生み出されたダスト適用のための苦言。
But we denied it. In a sense, I suppose Soshi is too small to accept separate or conflicting possibilities. Crystal lost its form and turned into particles too small for the naked eye. fun watching until the last fragment turned to dust, then closed his eyes as if he was mourning.
決着
Ah! Didn't hear that.
決着か。しかし本当にもう蘇ってこないのだろうな。今頃また別のドールが目覚めているなどということは。
おそらくないと思いますわ。人間一人の知識と記憶をコピーするなんて並大抵の手間ではありませんもの。さっきのヨハンの口ぶりから言って一体を用意するので手一杯だったはずですわ。それにもしまだスペアがあったとしても黒の結晶がない以上今回ほど大それたことはできないと思いますの。
万一別のドールが残っていても対処は可能ということか。
だけど彼が抱いた怒りは正当なものだった。カイソ・ヘルメスは万能の救世主などではなく民に煉獄の苦しみを強いるやり方しかできなかった。
姫様。
What are you talking about?
私は大丈夫よ、サーシャ。きちんと答えを出してみせるから。
セレス、何を考えているの？
この旅を終えてオートに戻った時民にかける言葉。
Are you planning to tell the truth to everyone?
どうするのが正しいのかはまだわからない。でも今までのように真相を隠蔽し続けるのが最善だとは私には思えないから。
私たちは皆フラスコの中の小人。そんな真実が広まったら大きな混乱が起きるのは間違いありませんわよ。王家に反感を抱いた者がヨハンのようにクーデターを起こそうとしないとも限りませんわ。
人々に無用な混乱を与えるべきでないという理屈はわかるわ。自分の肩の荷を下ろすために真実を公表すべきではない。だから私はソシエの在り方を明らかにした上でみんなが前を向ける未来を示せればいいと思っているわ。
茨の道ですわね。けれどそれが高貴な血を受けた者の宿命かもしれません。いいですわ。あなたがそこまでおっしゃるなら私も手を貸して差し上げてよ、セレスティアーナ。
You two are amazing at how you can hold yourselves back from running away. It's not something anyone can do, so I'll help too.
僕も。
Well, like, you don't have a choice, Shin.
もちろん私もね。
ありがとうみんな。まだどうなるかわからないけど私やるだけやってみるつもりよ。
Encouraged by everyone, Celeste smiled for the first time in a while.
血の宿命、オリジン・アスタルテの分身として生まれた私もきっとそれは同じ。私は罪をあがなわなければ。
Henry. You noticed Henry was standing somewhere away from the group. Noticing her concerned look, Shin tried to call out to her. That was when the floor of the workshop emitted a geometric light.
なんか出てくるぞ。
That's...
ヘルパー
familiar cube made its appearance in front of Shin and his friends. Kenny Lines appeared as the voice of the workshop manager AI played back.
コングラチュレーション、侵入者を無事排除したようですね。あなたたちの活躍で僕も当施設の管理者権限を奪還できました。おかげさまで大変助かりました。ありがとうございます。
Oh, that's good. We were worried.
本当にもう大丈夫なんですの？
アグリッパの管理 ID は廃棄した上で書き換えているから問題はありませんよ。他の脅威といえば外部からの侵食現象にさらされているけれど、それもまだしばらくは持つ見込みです。
Helperbot. There are still things we need to confirm here. Was Johan speaking of the truth? Nah, he was fucking with you. There was a few seconds before Shin received an answer. While everyone was left in suspense, Helperbot spoke up in a calm and collected tone.
システムが乗っ取られている間の出来事は把握しています。彼は君たちに機密レベル A に相当する情報を喋ったようですね。
Yeah, but we passed the third trial, right?
機密レベル A。それではやはり。
侵入者を撃退した皆さんの活躍は試練を制覇するだけの力量を持つと十分に認められるものです。
There was a fourth secret trial.
よろしいでしょう。当施設の管理 AI が持つ権限を行使し、皆さんに機密レベル A の情報を開示します。結論から言って、ヨハン・アマルトゥの語っていた内容に大きな間違いはありません。解釈の違いや主観による印象の差異はあっても、おおむね真実と言って差し支えないものでしょう。
Johan did tell us the truth. So what is like S-class information? Is like Hermes' dick size or whatever. It wasn't like he doubted them. There was no reason for Johan or Agrippa to lie at that moment. But having the manager prepared by Hermes explain it gave the truth more weight. Small bottle that floated in ore. A tiny world inside a flask. The homunculi that can only live inside there. The only the only humans alive still. More like currently. There was a large crack formed on the glass, but the dust of death pouring in like it would from a dam. That was the undeniable truth. Oh, so this was Baba Wagner's prediction, right? That the dams are gonna crack and the dust is gonna come in.
ですが、ヨハンの語ったのは機密レベル A の全てではありません。皆さんにはまだ知らないことがあります。そしてそれこそが僕の造物主ヘルメスがその後を託すべき後継者に教えたいことなのです。
There's still more beyond the truth of Sochi. To the unexpected words, everyone looked up. Alphabot's cube floated up and down as if it was nodding. Then he then displayed the board that was projecting clips.
これがアルケウスの研究機。ヘルメス・メギストスが作り上げたかりそめの世界。ソシエの真の姿です。
Yes, we've seen this. This is... Johan called it a flask, but in actuality, it was a sphere container, almost like a goldfish bowl. Not any better, but a little bigger. Maybe a little bigger than a flask. Inside the container sat the Arceus continent that everyone knew of, due to the size difference. It was almost like... It almost looked like a well-made diorama.
天球の外縁部をご覧ください。透明の外角に沿って建物が浮かんでいるのがわかりますか？あそこがヘルメスの工房になります。
And that's where we are. Workshop?
それはここのことではないのですか？
I literally just said that, Sonia.
いい質問ですね。外の工房、オーズにある建造物とここは対応しているんです。入植時、ヘルメスはオーズの工房にある装置に人々を寝かせました。観測宇宙の新天地、当時の民がアルケウスと信じた土地に行くための措置だと説明して、人工冬眠の技術は確立されていましたから、彼らは誰も疑いませんでした。アルケウスの環境に適応するための手術だといえば拒否する者はいません。そして彼らは皆ここで目覚めました。
ここでって
This very place, this workshop. After being told, Shin looked around the area. A large dome-shaped area, capsules that were lined up large enough to hold a single person. Is there anyone in them? I see. So that's how it was.
オーズの工房で眠りについた人々がこちら側で目覚める。新たな体、ホムンクルスとして。
自分が前の肉体から変わったことに誰も気づかずに。
でも本当にそんなことができたの？誰も違和感を持たなかったなんて。
2つの工房は構造を同じくしていましたからね。それにクローン培養の過程で彼らの認識をいじるのはヘルメス博士にとってそんなに難しいことではありませんでした。
その時からヘルメスの嘘が始まったのね。
Human race believed that they escaped their dying homeland and stepped afoot in the new lands. But the truth was, it was a false world set up by a single genius, and they were instead living as homunculi. 500 years passed since people have been living in Sochi while dealing with the dust and being managed by artificial gods. Can I ask a question?
何でしょうか?
Why did you make the gods so hot? I mean, I get the humans once awakened as homunculi here, but can you reverse that?
逆?
And also, why do I have to fuck the gods to get their element? What if I was a girl instead?
ホムンクルス、私たちが新たな体を得てオーズで活動できるかどうか。それって私たちがホムンクルスでなくなるんですの？
Shock rippled across like waves. Everyone's eyes focused on Helperbot as it made a suggestive pause.
さすがですね。賢者の意志ファクターの試験体。僕が話す前にその発想に至るなんて。
Can we get an answer?
はい。結論から言えばそれは可能です。というより、皆さんがダストに適応した体を得てオーズに出ることをヘルメス博士も望んでいました。
Well, you know, Shin is the only one who can.
ダストに適応した体。
現在、オーズ側の施設はソシエの侵食区域とは比較にならない濃度のダストに汚染されています。ホムンクルスの肉体ではたちまち人化してしまうでしょう。しかし、賢者の石と資源のエレメントから培養した肉体ならオーズでも生存することができます。
Is that why Astarte created the Philosopher's Stone?
オリジン・アスタルテは英知の送信です。ヘルメス博士は自分の死後もオーズへの対策を続けるために彼を生み出しました。
Imagine Astarte just looks like just looks like fucking Ruka Devata. This game came out last year, right? So
賢者の石完成は一つの悲願でした。アスタルテ自身がダストに汚染されることでそこに近づけたのは 運命の皮肉と言えるかもしれませんが。
We can reincarnate into a body that can survive an ore.
その通りです。皆さんはそこにあるカプセルのどれかに入っていただくだけで結構ですよ。あとは僕が人体培養と意識の移植を行いますからね。
そう言われましても。
Altina hesitantly closed her mouth. Her eyes swayed with anxiety.
いきなりオーズに行ってどうすればいいんですの？それに別の体になって戻ることができるんですの？
忘れたの、マルチナさん。私たちにはオーズでやらなくちゃならない大事な使命があるでしょ。
As if she remembered, Altina covered her mouth. Closed the hole created by the destroyer. Currently, Astarte's cocoon is being the valve, but I assume that's barely any time. There's barely any time left.
君たちは組織への構造を知りました。だからわかるはずです。天球の穴を塞ぐには内側ではなく外側からアプローチするしかないと。
だから新しい体になる必要があるというんですのね。そしてカイソの作った世界の外へ。
A small shiver ran through Martina's body. She understood her fear. Though she was a cradle for the homunculi created by Hermes, the anxiety of going to the outside world was similar to a fledgling flying out of its nest.
断っておきますが、僕には強制の意志も権限もありません。ホムンクルスとしての皆さんの体は保管できますが、向こうの状況次第で戻ってこれるかも未知数です。
私は行くわ。教会の亀裂を塞ぎ、ダストの流入を塞ぐ。民のために、それは私の責務だから。錬金術師として私は送信と世界の調和を大切にしてきた。ハルモニア派の信念、真実を知った今でも間違ってるなんて思わない。
ええ、だからこそソシエをアルケウス大陸を救わなくては。
Not because it's Hermes' will, but it's because we want to.
私は。
それでは準備ができ次第お声掛けください。工房の施設は自由に使っても結構ですので、装備を整えることもできますよ。向こう側に送る手はずも整えてありますからね。
Once that was said, Alphabot's cube fell silent. Within the silence, Jin and the others all looked at each other.
シン君、まずは一度休息を取りましょう。試練やヨハン教授のドールとの戦いで皆疲れています。
Yeah, we better patch up our injuries too.
新たな体に生まれ変わるなら手当てをする必要もないかもしれないがな。すまん、失言だった。
Asher apologized for the sudden awkward mood. No, I think we all need time to organize our thoughts. There was so much revealed, and I'm sure we all have things to think about.
そうね。私ばかり流行っても始まらない。
Hesitation can be seen in everyone's expressions and attitude. Then Halfabot took them to a private room to rest, as they all went their separate ways for now. They didn't go to a room, they stayed here. Yes. Free Dungeon 8 as well. Oh. What is this? Celeste's and Henry's last ones, right? And then the last pilgrimage. So then, first of all, do Henry. Well, I'll do hers next time. But first of all, okay, Dexter, we've played the game long enough, right? Where do I, how do you get S rank materials? Like, is this all, are you saying that there's an entire section out in space to get all of this? There's more? I mean, I suspect that. But how much more? 5% more. Right? Oh right, there's fucking post game, isn't there? Well, all my questions have been answered. But I think that will be it for today's stream.